our institute few months back, creating a void which can never be filled with anyone else. I welcome Dr. Mahasingh, sir. Please, sir, join us on the stage. Sir is currently head and professor in the Department of Pediatrics at Medical College, Mulana. Before this, he was head and professor in our institute. He has worked as medical superintendent also. His dedication toward his work is beyond the confines of my vocabulary. Sir, thank you for gracing our stage. We are highly privileged to have Dr. Renuka Sharma ma'am as our esteemed guest speaker. Dr. Renuka Sharma ma'am has done her MBBS from Lady Hardinge Medical College, Delhi University, and her MD Physiology from Maulana Azad Medical College, Delhi University. She has 25 years of teaching experience. She has guided many MD and PhD students. She has been former director, National Medical Library, New Delhi. She has been worked as convener, academic program committee and member of school research committee at Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. She has been subject experts in UPSC, National Board of Examinations, AIMS and ICMR Faculty Assessment Board. So with these words, I invite Dr. Renuka Sharma ma'am on the stage, thoughts with us on successful aging. Please ma'am, welcome her with big round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. Ashima, for that kind introduction. Very good afternoon. I know it's a post-lunch session. We're all had a lovely meal, and I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. So, distinguished chairpersons, thank you for being here. And I'm really grateful to our director of this institute, Dr. Mukesh Kumar, and of course, Dr. Anuradha Iyer, our organizing chairperson, who has been kind enough to invite me here to share my thoughts with you and, on this very interesting topic. I congratulate her and her team, Dr. Shivdutta. I'm so nice to meet all old friends here. Dr. Sanjay, and we'll be talking about this topic, successful aging. As you know, it's a topic which is of interest to all of us. And though I'm glad to see a nice cross section. So we have young students, we have middle age, we have the seniors, and we have here across. So what I have to say is, relevant to all of us. So aging is not just going to happen at the end of the life. The changes, the factors which influence start right here. So that is my main theme for today, and for these, I think this wonderful theme for holistic health, which we're all eventually going back to. So without taking much time, I would like to move forwards here. Yeah.
Next, forward.
Okay, right. And point where? Okay. That's okay, I'll manage. Thank you. Sorry about that. So aging, as we know, right from the inanimate, even this chair, this mic, the sofa is going to age over time. And even in humans, as you know, we have this very interesting phase. I think no other, from a small helpless in utero cycle to eventually reaching the grand old age. Those of us who are lucky enough to make it, that is also something to be cherished. So I would say aging is not something to be scared of, but we should be happy and lucky we are reaching this age, and we are able to enjoy the fruits of life. So very quickly, it is a most fascinating topic because there's so many dimensions to it. Not just the physical dimension which we see, there is mental, spiritual, social, cognitive, a whole lot of factors which come in, which make it a very interesting research phenomena. And naturally, there are no dearth of studies on aging, but as a bottom line, I would like to put it, it is basically that as we age, the various challenges which we do, and all physiologists know this, the concept of homeostasis. That is the first lecture we do always when we, our youngsters join us. So that is impaired, and that is where we are prone to diseases, and we start, showing that decline over time. But here what I would like to emphasize is it's a very heterogeneous process. So no two people age the same, and we do see it amongst our family, our circles as well. At some 80 years, they're bubbling with joy, and some at 60 are unfortunately having a lot of issues. So let's see what we can do about that. But the basic issue is that now a whole lot of the aging population is being added to the world. We call it the rapidly graying world. So WHO has also taken cognizance, and this decade 21 to 30 is being celebrated as the year of elderly, the decade of elderly. And what, as you all know, in health, promotional activities are much more important rather than, the issue cropping up and then we do something about it. So health promotion in a big way to make aging a very interesting and a very successful part is what I'm going to be talking about. A quick look back at the theories of aging. As you know, this is a topic which has been since time immemorial researched. So there are a whole lot of aging by which process which we do. So right from caloric restriction, then the DNA damage theory to the epigenetic theory which has now come up is a very, very important part which we see. And we still don't know exactly what happens. So if we knew, it would be so easy to stay young forever, right? But here we are still, because there are so many factors at work, like I said, so many complex factors. Now caloric restriction is about the only theory which has been established. The lesser you eat, the lesser are the free radicals which are formed, the lesser is the damage to your DNA and to your mitochondria, and you can kind of prevent or slow down aging at least. And there are a whole lot of benefits. I think Dr. Jyoti will be talking about it in intermittent fasting, so I'll quickly encapsulate that right from the osteoporosis being delayed to the senile decline, everything is possible simply through the calorie being restricted. That is an important factor here. Then this DNA damage, as you know, due to our various factors like the pollution, when we are talking about very commonly stress, which all of us are facing, even our youngsters. If you ask any first years, he's going to say, I'm very stressed, So this has become such an ubiquitous term now for us, and all of them work at a cellular level to cause the damage to the DNA as well. And epigenetics is what I'll be focusing on. As the name suggests, it is something apart from what we are born with. So our genetic code is definitely programmed, it's set, but the factors in the environment which cause differences in gene expression, not due to the genetic code, are what is epigenetics. And this we all know. So right from the state of a mind to the kind of diet we eat to the kind of socio-economic status we belong to is all important in these factors as well. So this is the epigenetic theory which is really picked up in a big way over the years. So when we talk about features of aging, when we say, okay, an elderly person, so these are the typical things we think of. Oh, the development of diabetes, you have a cardiovascular manifestation, there are pains, aches and other things, right? This is what is a common phenomenon. In fact, it has led to what we call as ageism. When we say that, if the person is 60 is bound to have this rather diabetic status, as was previously thought. And this is what, like I said, geroscience is looking into in a big way, that can we look at aging as a successful phase wherein they carry out their normal activities, they are well adjusted mentally, psychologically, spiritually. So these are all the dimensions which we are now going to look at. And this is what is the topic for today, that this is successful aging. That it does not mean that, exclusively there is going to be a decline in your health status or in your productivity, or it is going to hamper your daily activities. It's not true. So the idea is that we are going to maximize our potential to live a healthy, happy life as long as possible. And for that, the various factors like your metabolic health, your diet, your mental status, economic status, all this comes into play. So this is what we look at today. How is this possible? Yes, it is very much possible, and we'll what exactly Ashima mentioned, the Babu Moshai, I'm just going to put it in this time, he add life to years. So that's what you said, and how well is it synchronized that when we talk about an elderly aging, that's what we would like for all our elders, and of course for ourselves as well, that we should have a very nice, productive life, and it should be a life filled with happy moments rather than just, adding on years to our life. So So this is a scientific model. This was given almost 25 years back by two scientists called Rowe and Can, and they suggested that successful aging is a combination of three vital factors. Right, as you can see on the screen, not just physical functioning, also psychological functioning and social functioning is very important. So not just your in-self as your body, also your ecosystem around you has to be equally good. So this is what they talked about, that you should try that there is minimal risk of disease and disability. You should try to have the continuous engagement with life. The concept of vanprasth, which all our seniors are familiar with, sannyas, is now practically out of the window. We are very much a part of the society. You continue to stay there and you continue to engage with your peers, with your juniors, with your grandchildren and your elderly, and pass on your knowledge, what all we have gained. And of course maintaining not just physical, cognitive function. So we'll see how that is possible scientifically. There are various studies which have proved that as well. So this is a very further division to the Rowe and Can's model. This was given by Fernandez, and this suggested both subjective and objective measures. So subjective, when you look at the biomedical aspects, number one of course is health. How good is your health in terms of the normal parameters, as well as a very important concept called ADL. ADL stands for activities of daily living. So are you able to carry out your routine activities? Do you go to the washroom without help? Can you go and take a walk on your own? Can you make a cup of tea for yourself? All these fall under activities of daily living. And this is what we should strive to do as much as possible. Then of course physical and cognitive function. Your cognitive tests are there, we're all aware of that. Your blood pressure, diabetes, blood sugar, everything is under a biomedical aspect. But an equally important aspect which has come up is the psychosocial aspect. So how well adjusted are you in your social space, with your family, with your ecosystem outside? Are you well adapted? Do you continue to actively engage in life? That is also a very important criteria which has been now added over the years. So, technical word for this is when we talk about aging phenotypes. So like we said, no two people age the same. So the phenotype is what, the genotype is what you are born with. You have genes, and as we all know, certain people live longer. If their family history, they are living longer, their progeny also lives longer. But that is not just the only factor. So we also have your factors, like I said, the epigenetic factors. What kind of a diet did you have? Did you have a sedentary or an active lifestyle? Are you staying in an optimal or a suboptimal environment? These are also big determinants. And in fact, there is now a formula now where you can calculate. Excuse me, I'll have to help. The signal is moved. Careful. Sorry about that, but basically what I was talking about is that not just what the DNA we have, we also factors. There is a formula which we'll be talking about, which looks at your creatinine value. It looks at your hemoglobin A1C. So it gives you the other factors also, and you can actually calculate your age based on that. And these are all factors which are in our control, right?